We are only live on TikTok. Let me, hold on. I forgot my Instagram one. Oh, I didn't forget. I had it and then I swiped screens and the caption went away. So hold on. I don't need that. Okay. That one's going perfect. We've got the dual live happening. So we're live on TikTok, we're live on Instagram. This will be reposted to YouTube when we are done. Once again, I am Nikki. I am your intuition and business vision coach. So today's topic is about becoming more in business. What the heck does that mean? So that's the only room that I had for the title. But what we're actually going to dive into today is old belief systems and how you can remove belief systems so that you can receive more to become more in business. This is my vacuum. Oh well. To become more in business, right? And then we're going to touch on how receiving more actually can help you activate certain gifts that you can bring to your business. So whether we believe it or not, everybody has a gift that is that can be brought into business, no matter what kind of business it is. And I'm gonna give examples of that later. But first, to start off, let's talk about these belief systems and how we can change them so that we can actually attract and receive the information that we need to receive to continue on in business. So if you've ever heard the phrase, out with the old, in with the new, right? That's a very common phrase. We think about that when we think of spring cleaning, right? We're getting rid of all of the old stuff that we had. When we think about, you know what, I want new clothes, I want a new wardrobe, I'm tired of everything that's in this closet, but your closet is packed full of clothes. Well, what are you going to do? You are going to get the old clothes out, give them to Goodwill, donate them, right? You're going to get rid of them. Anything that is old, anything that is no longer trendy, anything that does not fit the current body is gone. You send it off to Goodwill, you donate it to a friend, whatever, it's out of there. So that you can make room for new clothes. So that you can go out and buy a new wardrobe, an updated wardrobe, whatever it is. Your belief systems are the same thing. When we have these old beliefs that we are operating on, there's no room for new beliefs to come into play. There's no room for new beliefs to actually take over, right? Because we're cluttered. Our closet is full. Our mental closet is completely full. We haven't made room for anything. And so how does this even come up in business, right? What does this mean for business? So to become more in business, you declare that you want something, right? You declare that you want to achieve something. To want to achieve, I know last week we used the example of, the entrepreneur who's making 1K a day and wants to come up and make 3K a day, right? That's going to take a whole inner transformation. That's going to take a new belief system. If the belief revolved around, I wonder if you can hear that. The gardener's here. If the belief revolved around 1K days, that belief system needs to be upgraded, right? That belief system needs to be updated. We have to get rid of the belief that we can only, that there can be multiple beliefs, right? We have to get rid of the belief that 1K days are enough. We have to get rid of the belief that making more money is going to be harder. We have to get rid of the belief that more money equals more problems, right? You see what I mean? There's multiple belief systems that are running. And so when you have these beliefs, these old beliefs that are running in the background, we have to remove them. We have to bring in new beliefs. So how do you bring in a new belief? What does that even mean? So yesterday we talked about ego. And we discussed how ego is actually a part of older belief systems, right? And how the ego oh nice, they did change. Okay, we talked about how the ego changes the belief systems, and the ego, or not changes the belief systems, I'm sorry, how the ego operates on certain belief systems, and we have to change the belief systems by proving new evidence, right? And so it's the same thing when we think about wanting to open ourselves to receive more in order to bring in new evidence. I don't know if you guys can hear, that freaking like weed whacker. It's not our gardeners. I know when our gardeners are coming, but I don't know if y'all can hear. There's like a weed whacker at the neighbors, and I feel like it's right outside my door. Anyways, back to becoming more invisible. If anybody can hear it, just leave a comment and I can pause until they leave the little section right here, because they'll eventually go on the other side of the yard. But they come at different times every week, and so I would have scheduled this differently. Anyways, okay, so old belief systems, we're still operating under old belief systems. We haven't gotten rid of them. We haven't gotten rid of them because we have not shown new proof of a new belief system, right? We haven't done our spring cleaning of our subconscious brain. We just continue on these same beliefs. And so to come up with a new belief system, there are different ways, right? The first thing is proof of the new belief system. And if you have not made a certain amount of, you'll use the example of money, right? If you haven't had 3K days, well, it's going to be difficult to show yourself that type of proof, that type of belief system. And so for something like that, you would need to kind of generate some proof, right? You would need to generate the idea either from somebody that you have witnessed to it, who you're like, if they can do it, I can do it, right? This is like starting a new belief train. Is like this would be like an affirmation, and affirmations don't work just by themselves. You need more than that. But the starting point would be like, okay, if she could do it, I could do it, right? Like that's like they were starting to question the belief. That's what that does. And anytime you question something, then you can start bringing back new proof to it. So we start to question the belief. Like, is it actually going to be harder? Like, is it going to take more, right? And that's the first thing. The second thing for a belief is like, are you open to receiving information? Are you open to receiving intuitive guidance? Are you open to receiving an intuitive download? And if you're open to receiving these things, then you will be able to become more and to do things. Let me stack a wave over here. Then you are able to become more in order to achieve more, right? In order to gain more. And so what does that look like in order to receive more from the intuition? Well, you first have to obey your intuition, right? The first step to receiving more intuitively is to learn how to obey. And so let me give you an example. One thing about obedience in intuition is you may have had, like, I'll call it a download, right? You may have had a download or a thought or something come up where you're like, you know what? I really need to stop eating fast food, right? I really need to take like 30 days of no fast food, and I need to walk every evening. Like, I need to move my body 20 minutes a day, right? And so you get this idea and you're like, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm for sure gonna take action on it. I don't know if you remember our flow chart, but let me see, I have it written down. So you had the idea, right? And then the next thing is like you wrote out a plan. You're like, okay, every evening at 5 p.m. I'm gonna walk for 20 minutes a day, and for the next 30 days I am not going to have any like convenience food or anything like that. Like, you make a meal plan. You're like, I'm gonna cook for the next 30 days and I'm going to walk 20 minutes a day. So now you're taking action on the download that you received. But then the implementation comes, and then day 8 comes around and you're like tired and you're like, I don't want to do this. I'm not going to do this. It's fine. Like, I'm going to skip today. Well, what that does is that now amplifies a belief that we cannot trust ourselves. So now we're having difficulties trusting ourselves, and when we have difficulties trusting ourselves, we have difficulties receiving more information. Because when you feel like you can't even do, I'll call it the simple task that you set out for yourself, well then now, like, what are you going to do with the big tasks, right? So when you take that small example and then you take it back to the idea of wanting to make $3,000 a day in business, your body, your subconscious, your body is like, well, we're not going to be able to do that. Like, we can't even commit to 30 days of no fast food. You see what I mean? You see how it all correlates. And so in order to receive more in business and become more in business, you have to learn to listen to the little tasks, the little ideas, the little downloads that you receive, and to follow through with them to build that intuitive trust muscle. Okay? As you continue and build your intuition, this trust muscle within, right? As you become more, and then when you become more, as you can receive more from trusting your intuition and from listening to it, this comes into, how do I want to word this? The next thing that comes is being able to receive your gifts through your intuition. What does that even mean? So I'll use myself as an example here. One of the gifts that I have is the gift of writing. I've always loved to write. I never knew that one day it would bring me a business, but anyways, I always have loved to write, and I've always done some style of writing, be it poetry, be it what I used to call like a stream of conscious writing. Before I even knew it was a thing, I would just write out a bunch of stuff or whatever. So that is one of the gifts that I had. When I started in business to implement that, I started with email marketing, and over the years I had proof that, like, okay, when I write for other people, like, people make money. Well, then it turned into an intuitive writing, right? And so that became a gift. That I received, was like the ability to intuitively write and change beliefs, which is what I now teach other people how to do. But then it came further, and the gift that became unlocked from obeying what I'm supposed to do with my writing was actually channeled writing. And so now I can do channeled writing, and I can do like a messenger, if you will, but I can do channeled writing, right? That's a gift that I have. And so I bring that gift into my business. This is how I help serve my clients, is through channeled writings. I teach them intuitive writing, and whenever there's like a block, if you will, then I tap into my ability to do channeled writing, and we work through things, or we move through things, I should say. I don't like the term work through things. We're really just moving through things and transforming. And so what is your gift in business, right? So when you go back to listening to your intuition on the little things and obeying and doing what you're supposed to do, well, now you can unlock the big things. And now when the bigger things come in, now you can bring those into your own business. I'm gonna give you another example of somebody. There's an esthetician in my town, and she she's an esthetician, so she does like the facials and things like that. And I'm planning on booking with her, and I was looking at her website, and on her website she offers, so she's I believe it's pronounced Reiki. I always mix it up, but I believe it's pronounced Reiki. So she is Reiki certified, and on her website she offers something called a higher self facial, right? And so somewhere she has unlocked her own gifts, right? And she has brought that into her business, her esthetician business, to be able to offer these facials for women, and not only offer the facial for women, but then to also bring in her ability to tune in and things like that, and do like a higher self, like meditation facial, right? So it's a very cleansing process. I plan on booking one soon. I'm very excited. So that is one way that you bring your gifts into business. Even if you're like, Nikki, my business, it doesn't need a gift. Like, there's always ways to do it, right? I know another lady, she had a candle business, and within her candle business, oh my gosh, they're like, hold on, that is so loud. Give me a second. They've got like, it's not our gardeners, I was saying this earlier, but they've got whatever they've got like the weed whacker and the lawnmower like right outside. It sounds like it's right outside this wall. And so I'm sitting here like, okay, hold on, because I don't even know, like the background noise has to be so loud because it's so loud to me. So I'm just gonna hang tight for a second. TikTok universe. Okay. Gifts and business. So there's somebody else that I know, and she has a candle business, a candle making business, and actually she has multiple businesses. This is one of her businesses, but when she makes these candles, she pours a lot of intention over them, right? And she customizes them, and upon these customizations, she customizes with certain crystals, right? And so she'll put certain crystals in there based on any conversation that you've had previously that she feels like you need, and she'll create this candle that is made specifically like for you, right? And so again, this is her being able to use her gift of, she has a gift of intuition. We all have the gift of intuition, but she's very intuitive. She can channel things like that, so she brings stuff like that into her business. And so my point is, it doesn't have to make sense, the gift that you bring into your business. You can really have just about any type of business and bring some of that essence of you into it to be able to serve your clients in a very unique way. And so when we think about becoming more in business, right? What is the uniqueness that we bring that will allow us to become more? Taking it back to the $3,000 days, where is the download, right? So you have the initial download of, I'm going to make $3,000 a day, and then what is the second download? Are you open to receiving how that can look? Are you open to receiving what services you can offer? Are you open to receiving your unique gift? And if you're not open to receiving it, well, now the idea for money is just a desire. But if you're not able to receive like more guidance on what you're going to do to achieve that, well, it just feels far-fetched. And the reason it feels far-fetched is because you haven't released the old belief systems. You haven't cleaned out your closet yet. And so you've got a wardrobe full of clothes and you want new clothes, but you have nowhere to put them. It's the same with your beliefs. You've got all of these old beliefs you're clinging on to, but you have new beliefs that are wanting to make their way to you, and you haven't opened up, you haven't cleared out the old beliefs to allow these new ones to come in. So the idea then starts to feel far-fetched. If you had the belief that you could only make money from work, but then you also wanted to make $3,000 per day in business, well, you have to get rid of the belief that you can only make money from work, right? Because now they're conflicting. So you have to remove one of them. You either have to remove the belief that money can only be made from work, or you're going to have to remove the belief that you can make $3,000 a day. But then if you remove that belief, like, then what? Then you're just mad and stuck and unfulfilled. So that's not spring cleaning. That is, what's the word? That is like not deflecting. That's not what I'm trying to say. But that is essentially like pushing the belief that was given to you out of the way, right? That's pushing off destiny. That's saying like, oh, that's letting imposter syndrome win. That's letting the ego win. Like, that's not possible. Well, who said it's not possible? Why would it not be possible? You'll receive how it's possible if you just allow yourself to be present and listen. Okay. I had another person who, she has it's actually another candle company. I don't know why I know people who like make candles, but anyways, she has a candle business, not the same one as the other one. And she had been feeling stuck. She had been like, kind of just, I don't want to call it at a crossroads. But you know, there's like a what happens next type of deal, right? So anyways, she downloaded my business vision meditation plus journaling guide. And if you don't know what that is a freebie that I offer that guides you on a journey to your business vision to help uncover what the vision is, how to achieve the vision, but then also what needs to be released to get there. So she did that. She did that meditation, and the things that she felt stuck on, she was able to move through, and now she has like a whole new product, you know, a new candle product line that she's going to be launching. And I say that because she allowed herself to be still enough to receive new information, right? She allowed herself to be still to receive the guidance. And from receiving the guidance, now she was able to do the action and start the implementation process. You see what I mean? So, but the thing of it is, in order to get back into that flow, she had to be open to receiving, right? But then she also had to remove any beliefs, which the meditation will tell you. I can't tell you what beliefs you have to remove. That is something that you have to lean into your own intuition on, because you don't have the same belief system that I have. I have a separate belief system than like my husband, right? Like everybody has these different belief systems based on their upbringing, based on their own experiences. We all have a uniqueness, right? Belief systems is one of them. There may be some that, what's the word, like that are parallel, or some that are matching, but like my entire belief system makeup is not your entire belief system makeup. So anyway, she went through this, and so then she realized like what it was that she needed to release in order to carry on with the information that she received. So now she received the information, she took the action, and she is, you know, slowly becoming more in her business by being still enough to listen to it. And that really is the whole key piece, right? Is if you want to become more in your business, and sometimes you hear a thing that's being said a lot that's like, oh, like you don't need to do more, you need to become more. Sometimes becoming more is doing more. Okay, if you are doing bare minimum efforts and you want to become more, like your guidance might be to do a little bit more. So don't 100% fall into that belief, because you know, I know for me, like the guidance that I had received for like what I wanted for my business, like it meant I was gonna have to do more. That's it. So anyways, one second. Oh my God, I almost poked my eye. Okay. I lost my train of thought. No, I didn't. Okay, so becoming more, yeah, sometimes to become more, you do have to do more, right? But did I say this already? Hold on. Let me go to my notes. Yeah, we talked about that. Obeying your intuition. Cleaning out the old beliefs. That's pretty much the gist of it. Is, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Allowing yourself to be still enough to receive information and to be willing to release old information. That's what I wanted to say. To be willing to release old information by bringing in, so that you can bring in new belief systems. Now, if you have a belief system or a belief that conflicts with another belief, you're going to have to figure out how to release the old belief, because the thing about beliefs is the one that has the most proof is going to be the one that wants to stay, right? That's going to be the one that wants to stick around, because you have proof of this belief, you have proof of this always being the way. And so when you have that at a subconscious level running the show, you have to figure out, like, how can you change a belief that you've had your whole life, right? It's like millennials trying to get rid of skinny jeans. Okay, like we all know that most millennials are not getting rid of their skinny jeans, even though skinny jeans are said to not be in style. We're not making room in our closet for any new pants. Like the skinny jeans are here to stay. I'm just kidding, millennials. I'm a millennial. I do wear skinny jeans, but I also have some of the baggy jeans or whatever. Where is my belief ones? Let's see. That is the course one. That is, okay, that's a money one, These are the laws of the universe. Hold on, y'all. Did I not put it in this notebook? I have so many notebooks. Obviously, I said earlier I was the writer. However, energetic shield. Okay, well, I cannot find where it's written down. But basically, I read this thing in a book one time about removing old beliefs. I read it in the book. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the name of the book. What was it called? I'll find it later. It's about aligning the chakras. And actually, do I have it right here? Creating on Purpose. That's what it's called. Creating on Purpose. And so in this book, they talk about belief systems. And I'm going to share an exercise with you that the author mentioned, because I actually thought it was really powerful when it came to changing beliefs. So one of the examples that he gave was wanting to lose weight, but also wanting to like have chocolate cake, right? A classic. I like chocolate cake. My thing is chips. I'm always like, I want to lose weight, but I want to eat all the chips. So anyways, he was talking about those are two opposing beliefs. The first belief is you want to lose weight, right? That's a desire. I want to lose weight. The other is I want chocolate cake. That's another desire. You want chocolate cake, you want to lose weight, right? And the two kind of go hand, the two like beliefs, I'm sorry, they don't go hand in hand. The two beliefs are opposing each other, because to lose the weight, you probably have to ditch the chocolate cake for a little while, right? And so he did an exercise, and he had us write out every single belief that we had, and then write out the opposite belief, okay? And as you read these beliefs out loud, feel which one like sounds silly and which one sounds real, and how to rewrite the beliefs. This is not the best example. How to rewrite the beliefs. And so in the exercise, the beliefs that were silly, he had you look into a mirror and say these beliefs out loud, but like act them out, like very dramatized in a way that made you realize how silly it sounded. Okay. And so once you, and he had you do that over and over until when you said the belief, it did not feel true anymore. Once the belief stopped feeling like a truth, then you had moved through it. And so let's say you have the belief that you can only make money. I like the money ones. Let's say you have a belief that you can only make money from a job, right? If you want consistent income, it has to come from a job. But then you have another belief where you don't want to work a job. You want to run a business, right? You want to make money in business. And so your old belief, the belief that is like stuck, is the belief that you can only make money from a job. That opposes the idea of like, well, I want to run a business, because subconsciously you're thinking, I want to run a business, but if I want consistent income, it has to be from work. Whereas your intuition, your higher self, is calling you and saying like, no, you need money. Like, you're going to make money in your business, but you don't have as much proof of consistent income over here in the business. You have more proof of consistent income over here in the job, right? And so what you have to do is you have to show proof of the income in business until you get to where you can until you get to where it's your reality. And so how can you do that? Well, if you receive the idea to be able to make money in your business and then you want it to be consistent, one of the ways you could do that is you look up like how people are making money consistently in their business. You will see that some people are making money consistently by selling digital products every day. Some people are offering memberships in their business, right? There are ways to bring in consistent income. So now you can rewire that old belief system, and the belief system that consistent income only comes from a job, because that's just not true. There's proof around you. Then to take it a step further, you find proof of how you make money in your business, or how you're, planning on making money in your business. Then you allow yourself to be still for a little bit, meditate, write, journal, whatever it is, to allow yourself to receive the full idea of what service or product you're going to offer that's going to allow you to make consistent money in your business. Now you have a new belief, you have a new idea, and you have a plan of action. And this is how you start to change your outer world to match the inner world, is by taking the plan of action on your new belief and with the new service that you've just received, in order to like make that belief to make the belief of consistent income in business a more prominent belief than making consistent income from a job. So that is how you start to change, again, the outer world to match the inner world. Let's see, what else do I have written down for y'all today? Oh, that was it. The old beliefs will not allow for growth. Okay, your old beliefs will never allow from became the number one member on the team. Hey girl. I'm like, every time I get these comments, I have to like look at them, because I'm always like, what does this mean? TikTok Live is so new to me. Instagram Live, that's the same. Anyways, your old beliefs will never allow for growth to come through. And I want to take it back to the closet analogy. Okay, you have a closet full of clothes from 2007 that do not even fit you well anymore, because you don't got the same body from 2007. The styles are different, and you don't want to get rid of them because you love them. Well, you're not gonna go get new clothes. There's no room for any new clothes in that closet. That closet is crammed full. That is how your old beliefs are. They're not letting you grow because you're so full of them in your subconscious that you are not allowing new beliefs to come in and take over. This is why I will say sometimes that adults who do not do the inner work are operating on a belief system that they had when they were 7 years old. There are a lot of adults out there that are like mentally, subconsciously acting like children, because they never allowed new beliefs to come in. Okay, your subconscious mind, like everything from birth to about, I think it's birth or age one, around there, to 7 is the whole development of the subconscious mind. So I want you to think back to the beliefs that your parents had instilled in you when you were a child. Those are the beliefs that are operating. Think back there. Jesus, that's the second pin I threw, y'all. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Their beliefs are coming from their grandparents, right? And again, if they didn't do the work, stemming from birth to 7 years old. So you have all these old beliefs running the show. So if you have generations upon generations who believe like, hard work, honest living, enough to get by, Well, then no wonder that's like, no wonder you're like always okay with just enough, right? Like no wonder you have a hard time asking for or commanding more out of yourself, your business, because the belief system has always been like that just enough is fine. So you have to go and you have to change that. You have to find new evidence. You have to, even if you have to tell yourself why enough is not okay, I want you to like take your pen, take a notebook and write down like, I deserve more than enough because enough is not okay in my life because I release the belief systems from the generations before me because I desire ... right? Start writing these things out, putting an action behind them. And as you put the action behind them, then that is a form of release. That's a form of releasing the belief. So then you put the action behind it. You're releasing these old beliefs. Now you have room to receive. Now you have room for new beliefs to come in. Now you get to become more in your business. You get to become more. You get to take on a new belief system that allows you to expand and put more out there into the world so that you can receive more. You follow? So anyways, oops. That's really it. That's really it about the belief systems. If you want to become more in business, you have to be open to receiving more. If you want to be open to receiving more, you have to release the old beliefs that are not allowing you to receive more, that are cluttering the closet. And once you declutter your closet, which is your subconscious belief system, then you can bring in new beliefs and then you can become more in business. When you become more in business, you will attract more in business. Okay. And then that's, you get into that flow, right? Every time you have an intuitive download, obey it. Take the action on it. Build up that trust muscle. As you build up that trust muscle and you get rid of the old beliefs and you prove to yourself that you can handle these new beliefs and these new downloads, you will receive more to be able to do more or become more in business. That is it for today. With that being said, I will be reposting this. I will be reposting this to my YouTube. So the link in my bio will have my YouTube link, so you can go subscribe there. You can watch the full replay. Again, this one was about becoming more in business and allowing yourself to receive more in business. I still have 3 slots open for one-on-one if you want to go on a 6-week transformation and learn how to tap into your intuition, to lead with intuition within your business. There are some spots available for that. Just DM me one-on-one and we can talk about it. And then the last thing is, or the last 2 things that I have, there are a few freebies in my bio. There is 65 journal prompts for entrepreneurs who just want to tap into their own inner knowing, if you will, through writing. There is the business vision meditation and journaling guide. So that one is, again, the guided meditation where I guide you, and I will take you on a guided meditative journey so that you can uncover your big business vision, see what needs to be released, and move forward in business. And then there's a post journaling guide to really uncover what is, again, going on in the subconscious, what needs to be released. That's the first step of the action and the flow. So do the meditation, receive the information, and then go and take the first step of the action, which would be to write on it. And then the final thing would be to start the transformation of implementation. And lastly, I haven't talked about this one in a while. I have my mini course, Intuitive Writing Mastery. So if you're like, I want more than one meditation and I want to write more and I want to really get to know who I am at the core, well, Intuitive Writing Mastery is a mini course. You can also grab that in my bio. It is all pre-downloaded. I walk you through exactly how to do intuitive writing. I guide you through 4 different meditations, 1 to envision your future self, 1 to stay current in the present, and 1 is a trip to the past. All of which are becoming and receiving, I said that backward. All to receive more in order to become more in business and in life. You can grab that in my bio. Other than that, I will see you all tomorrow. I don't know what time. I will figure that out tonight. The time, I don't know what time. I think it's going to be an earlier live than this one, but regardless, we're talking tomorrow. And right now, the idea that I have is that we're going to be writing. So I will see you all then. Bye-bye.